Namo Namaste Gurave Mahatmane Vimukta Sangaya Saduttamaya Nityadvayananda Rasaswarupini Bhumne Sada Paradayam Budhamne Namaste Namaste Vibho Vishwamurte Namaste Namaste Chidanandamurte Namaste Namaste Tapoyogagamya Namaste Namaste Shruti Jnanagamya Namaste Namaste Tapoyogagamya Namaste Namaste Shruti Jnanagamya. So we had a spell, as Namrataji just now said, in the hospital. Swamiji has been describing it as hospital austerity. I had a spell of hospital austerity. Actually, it was blessedness to be present there also. As our Shastras say, Shunyam akiranatameti Mrityurapyutsavayate Apat Sampadiva Bhati Vidvajjana Samagame. What does it mean? Vidvajjana Samagame. When a knower, a realized knower, visits anywhere or comes anywhere, then these three magical transformation happens. The first one is Shunyam Akirnatameti, where there is vacuum, there is depression, there is loss, people are depressed, people are morose. There it suddenly becomes full with life, where from nobody knows, because they are not able to see. We are not able to see the inner presence. There lies the difference. Our focus is always on the outer things. So where from that magic happens, we don't know. But the magic happens and we can know it, whatever happening over there. Shunyam akiranatameti mrityuhu api utsavayate. Even if there is a death or near death incident, there the visit or the presence of the knower, it makes it a utsava. Utsava, that we can translate in English as festival. But it's better to use our word utsava, because our festivals are, traditionally our festivals are utsava. Utsava means, ut means elevating. That means any festival in our country, you will find that generally it is related to some puja. Even if it is a marriage, there will always be a puja involved, a yajna involved. Because the festival should be elevating to our mind. Anything that we do, especially with some special effort or so, the purpose is to elevate our mind to a higher dimension. This is slowly we are losing, because we find the kind of festivals going on. People get degenerated more and more. They get degraded. They come down further in the indulgence, sensory indulgence and all, and they call it utsava. Even the music, our traditional music are gone. In the name of devotional songs, what all things go on. It doesn't elevate our mind. So actually a death also, it should elevate our mind. A birth, even I would say that more than a birth, a death is elevating, because we are going to lose somebody who is amongst us, going to, or we have lost. Somebody who was amongst us is no more there. That is the time our mind looks for something which is not visible to the senses. That is why Kathopanishad says that the Kathopanishad should be read in the Shraddha Sabha, where people have lost somebody, a death ceremony. Because that is the time our mind is keen to look something beyond. So, in the Mrityu, because our mind is bogged down to the material missing or loss or whatever, the behavioral memory, the various memories, we become depressed. But actually, it is part of nature. And when the person is physically not there, actually he is fully in our mind. When he was physically there, the physical presence was more important. He was not so much in our mind. But when the person is not there, then he becomes all the more present in our mind. Not only that, whenever there is a depression, there is something, some obstacle. The third sentence is apat sampadiva bhati. Shunyam akirnatameti mrityurapi utsavayate apad sampadiva bhati vidvajjana samagame. Apad sampadiva bhati. That means there is some difficulty, some challenge, some danger. By the presence of the knower, that itself becomes an addition to our treasure. It may not be always the external treasure, but we will feel more enriched. Because in spirituality, all the challenges, all the difficulties, we are supposed to consider as an opportunity to go to a higher dimension. And the presence of a saint, presence of a saintly knower, the way he looks at things, it will always promote us to that higher dimension where we will be able to withstand we will be cross over the challenge, cross over the difficulties, rising to a higher dimension. So it becomes a sampada. Tapad sampadiva bhati. It becomes a sampada. Tapad, the difficulty, the challenge, the danger, it becomes a promotion to a higher dimension. That is the purpose of a saintly knower. But how does it happen? Because he is ready to embrace everything in the world and look at it as a path to the ultimate goal. The goal, he doesn't have to think of the goal. He is residing in the goal. Always. So in his presence, people also are elevated to that goal. So, as Ma was saying that in the hospital, just before coming, they went to see another patient in the hospital. And entering that room, she felt that it's very gloomy. That was not the room where Swamiji was staying. Although it was really a tussle with the life forces, but everywhere there was light in the room because of the presence of the knower. Even if you are not able to feel that presence, your mind will be feeling it. Our problem is that we are not conscious about whatever changes are taking place in our mind. So although we feel elevated, we don't know about it that we are feeling elevated. But the change certainly comes, and you can see that change from the others. Suppose normally the nurses will come, the doctor will come, they will do their duty and go away. It was not like that. Each and every interaction was an enlightening interaction, which was inspiring the person visiting, was giving a touch of blessedness to the person also, and the onlookers also. So this is what happens in the presence of a Mahatma, in the presence of a Satsanga, in Satsanga. Their purpose is only to give us the touch of divinity, and if we are receptive, then we get the touch of divinity. But because we are not having enough of dhruti, we lose the touch and again get trapped in the worldliness. To not getting contaminated by the worldliness will need our own sadhana, which we are trying to do, to retain the divinity, to retain the touch of divinity, and finally being in the divine presence. But definitely if you are humble, if you have the receptivity, then in presence of the saint, we will get the touch of divinity. So let us come back to our Upanishadic. And we will go over to the fourth 2.2.1. 2.2.1. Oh, we have not done the Shanti mantra just. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Devaha.
Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Devaha.
Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha.
Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha.
Sthirairangaistuštuvamsastanubhihi.
Sthirairangaistuštuvamsastanubhihi.
Vyashema devahitam yadayuhu.
Vyashema devahitam yadayuhu.
Swasti na indro vruddhashavaha.
Swasti na indro vruddhashavaha.
Swasti nah pusha vishvavedaha.
Swasti nah pusha vishvavedaha.
Swasti nastarkshyo arishtanemihi.
Swasti nastarkshyo arishtanemihi.
Swasti no brihaspati'r dadhatu.
Swasti no brihaspati'r dadhatu.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Jai Guru. So 2.2.1. Now we have, in the last chapter, we have been seeing how everything is Atma and Brahman alone. Now he is coming down to Angiras. He is trying to guide us how to think about this unthinkable truth. Because it is avang manaso gochara. That means it is not within the purview of the mind and the words. Avak manaso gochara. It is not, it cannot be grasped by the words and the mind. But it has to be understood by the mind. And also the intelligence. It cannot be grasped by the ordinary intelligence. through the purificatory process, the intelligence and mind, when they get over the Bheda Buddhi, the divisional notion, they get to that one unity in diversity, then it becomes real, the truth becomes perceptible to that mind and intelligence. Now he will give one after another corrections to our normal thinking process. That is the purpose of this chapter. And then talk about the sadhana also in a very powerful term. Avissannihitam guhacharam nama. क्या हो गया, कोई माइक नहीं है? आविसन्निहितं गुहाचरं नाम.
आविसन्निहितं गुहाचरं नाम.
महत्पदमत्रैतत्समर्पितं.
महत्पदमत्रैतत्समर्पितम्.
एजत् प्राणन्निमिषच्च.
एजत् प्राणन्निमिषच्च.
यदेतज्जानथ सदसद्वरेण्यम्. Oh, I cannot teach like this. This is absolutely nonsense. What is this? Take a book. We have plenty of books. Nobody is there to repeat. Then don't repeat. I will go on. Not necessary to repeat. Avissannihitam guhacharam nama महत्पदमत्रैतत् समर्पितम् एजत् प्राणन्निमिषञ्च एजत् प्राणन्निमिषच्च यदेतज्जानथ सदसद्वरेण्यं परं विज्ञानात् यद्वरिष्ठं प्रजानाम्. He said that this is avihi. Avihi means prakasham. Prakasha. What kind of prakasha? The moment we say about prakasha, we think of the sun or lights. It's not that kind of a prakasha. It is swaprakasha. Sun also, to see the sun, we have to see the sun. So really the sun is revealed by our consciousness. Sun needs the consciousness to reveal it. But the Atma doesn't need anything else to reveal it, because this is the revealer. So if you think of the Atma as something revealed, then you will be making a mistake. You will not be able to attain the goal. We should think very well that suppose in most of the cases when we are meditating or practicing, we are looking for that Atma. I will see the Atma, or something will happen. That means I am different from that happening. I am different from the Atma. As long as we have that differential thought, how can you know? Because you are the Atma. So as long as you are looking for something other than yourself, there is no way that you can know the Atma. So in saying Abihi, we have to know that this is the revealer. It cannot be known as anything revealed. Am I clear? Revealed means which is revealed by something else. The sun is revealed. This light is revealing my face. The face is matter. The light is also matter. But here the revealer is the light. But unless there is a seer, knower, he will not be able to see the face even if it is lit by the sun. So when the Upanishad is saying that this is the Avihi, means it is the ultimate Prakasha, which does not need anything else to reveal it. The other day I told you the shloka. Apekshate nacha patram, apekshate nacha sneham na patram na dashantaram nirantaram prakashante ratnadipa ivottama. That it doesn't need any vessel or the deepam. It doesn't need any wick. It doesn't need any ghee or oil. Nirantaram prakashante. It always shines. What is that? Ratnadeepa ivottama. It is like a Ratnadeepa. It is like a brilliant stone, but that brilliant stone also has to be revealed by somebody. So the Atma cannot be having any other upama, any other illustration. So it is always that prakasha can never go. Suppose the Atma's prakasha goes, then that going of the prakasha you cannot know, because because of the Atma only you are knowing the world, you are knowing everything. Even when the world is not there, there is shunya, there is absolute no signal state. That also is revealed by the Atma. So if the Atma prakasha is not there, then you cannot know that at all. So all other prakashas will come and go, they will be for some time there, for some time not there. But that this Avihi, this Atma, this Brahman, its prakasha will be nirantaram. It will be unbroken. Sannihitam means samyak nihitam. That means we are looking for the truth, for God here, there, everywhere, running to the temples, running to the Himalayas, everywhere. But no, He is right here. Samyak nihitam. He is the closest. Even saying closest is wrong, because closest means I am different from that and it is close to me. It's not like that. It is in the very I who is trying to know this. That very I is the Atma. So, samyak nihitam. See, these words, they should correct our sadhana. Only when you apply, they will become meaningful. It is not just for listening or practicing or chanting. One has to apply them. Guhacharam nama. It is known as Guhachara. Why? Because all the activities depend on it. But it is hidden in the cavern of the heart. Nobody is able to see it. We are seeing something, we are seeing the book, but this seeing process is happening only because of the Atma. Without that, no seeing is there. Who is the eye of the eyes, ear of the ears? All that we are knowing, all that we are perceiving, they are all happening because of this Atma. But we are not seeing the Atma. Guhacharam nama. That is why it is called Guhacharam. It is making all the activities possible, remaining itself inactive. It cannot do any activity because there cannot be any change in it. It is always unchanging. Mahat Padam. Mahat Padam. Padam means the refuge where we take our ashraya. Mahat Padam means it is the supreme refuge. It is the ultimate refuge. It's a great refuge where everybody is held. The whole universe is appearing on this. The pratishtha, the adhara. Adhara means that on which it is, the whole universe is appearing, is the Atma. That is the Mahat Padam. Atra etat samarpitam. In that everything is surrendered. What are surrendered? It comes in the next line. Atra etat samarpitam. Ejat. Ejat means which moves, like any animal, birds, etc. Pranat. Those who have the breathing. There could be something which does not have, which doesn't breathe also. That which are breathing, nimishatcha, those who have blinking. Some eyes might be there for some insects also who will not close its eyes. It will always remain. They don't have the lashes, the eye, what do you call it? The skin, lid. Eyelid is not there to close their eye. So the purpose is to say whatever you can think of, these are all surrendered to this, because without this nothing can exist. Yat etat janatha. See, this janatha means no. but it is a plural Shabda. So immediately you should understand that he is addressing the disciples or the listeners or the seekers. O Shishyas, Tam Janatha, Tvam Janatha. Kim Janatha? Tat Janatha. Know that. Know that. Always we refer to this truth as Tat. Tat. Tanmayam means Tatmayam. That means the mind should be completely engrossed in that bhavana of that Tat. So, O seekers, Janatha, know that. Know that truth. What is that? Sadasat Varenyam Param Vijnanat Yadvarishtham Prajanam. He says it is Sad Asat. Sat means whatever according to us is existing. Asat means which is non-existing. Now this existing, non-existing, all these are concepts of our mind. All of them are hosted by this consciousness or this Atma. It is the host of the Sat as well as Asat. It is the host of the Sukshma as well as Sthula. The most subtle as well as the most gross, everything is existing only because of this Atma. Sad Asat, it is the Swarupa, it is the real essence of Sat and Asat. Varenyam, that means it is adored by everybody. Adorable, it should be adored by everybody. Prajanam Vijnanat Param. Prajanam Vijnanat Param. That means Prajanam means of the people. Vijnana. This earlier also I said this Vijnana word is used in different senses. In some cases it will be used as Jnana means ordinary knowledge, theoretical knowledge, whereas Vijnana is referring to realized, experienced knowledge. Here, in some other cases also, Vijnana is representing Vishesha Jnana, that means which is Veda Jnana. The intelligence, as long as it is differentiating between Jnana and Ajnana, it is differentiating between good and bad, friend and enemy, all these things, it cannot be known by such an intelligence. So, Prajanam Vijnanat Param, that means ordinary intelligence which sees and which completely trusts in the multiplicity of the world, multiplicity of the objectude. It is superior to that Param, Vijnanat Param. That means one, to know this, to realize this, one has to take his intelligence beyond this divisional thinking. That is why we always refer to as Sattva Guna, Sattva Guna. If you remember in the 14th chapter, what is Sattvika Jnana is explained there. 18, I said 14th, 18th chapter. What is the starting point? Sarva bhuteshu yenaikam bhavam avyayamikshate abhibhaktam vibhakteshu tad jnanam viddhi satvikam. Now this jnana is, where will the jnana remain? In the intelligence. The ajnana is an intelligence. Jnana also is in the intelligence. So by cultivating jnana, cultivating knowledge, the intelligence will get rid of the ajnana. That is the jnana sadhana. So for that, first we have to practice sattvika jnana. What is that? Sarva bhuteshu yena ekam avyayam bhavam ikshate. See this ikshana. Ikshana is not a vision of the eyes. It is a vision of the buddhi. They are talking about jnana which resides in the buddhi. So they are talking about the vision of the buddhi, ikshana. He says, Sarva bhuteshu in all the appearances, all the existence, in all the beings. Yena, jinke dwara, by whom, ekam avyayam bhavam ikshate. The buddhi which is able to see in everything only one, ekam. And what kind of one? Avyayam, that is unchangeable. Bhavam ikshate, this is the vision of the buddhi. Now, immediately I have been repeatedly saying that nothing in this objective world can be imperishable or avyaya. The avyaya is only our subject, our I, our consciousness. So actually we cannot see with the buddhi that anything in the objective world as avyaya. So the buddhi will know that I should not look for anything in the objectude to find out the truth. I should rather withdraw from the objectude and get completely submerged in myself, in the substance of the mind, not in the thoughts of the mind, not in the concepts of the mind. Withdrawing from all this multiplicity, we have to get completely merged in our oneness. So, ekam avyayam bhavam ikshate. It is not over there. Abhibhaktam vibhakteshu. Sarvabhuteshu yenaikam avyayam bhavam ikshate. Abhibhaktam vibhakteshu. That means the whole world is fragmented. This is black, this is red, this is brown, this is white. Everywhere it is fragmentation, not only about color, about everything. This is me, this is others, this is my friend, this is my enemy. So this fragmented world, behind this fragmented world, he is able to see the unfragmented truth. Tad jnanam viddhi satvikam. So, when we practice sattva guna, the knowledge also becomes more and more given to the oneness behind, unity in diversity. We start discovering unity in diversity. Our vision changes from fragmented vision to a wholesome vision. Generally, whatever we say about anything, we think that is the only correct thing, and we go on fighting about it, arguing about it and whatnot. And we are not ready to accept anything. But as we practice the sattva guna, we will be able to see what is the truth. Suppose there are 7 people speaking, you will find that you are able to find out what is behind each point of view. What is the truth behind each point of view? It will be a wholesome vision of everybody, whatever is happening around. Will not the managers like to have such a vision? They will be. All the managers should look for such a impersonal, wholesome vision. But that will not come unless they practice sattva guna, sattvika practices. So it makes our efficiency tremendous. Without going into much of arguments and all, one will be able to find the truth behind whatever we do, whatever we see. He doesn't have to be told much about it. Seeing the person also, he will know. This kind of a sharpness or say transparency, that is the property of sattvika, sattva guna. So once we do this, then slowly as the sattva guna increases, we come closer and closer to this ultimate truth. So prajanam vijnanat param, it is trespassing, it is transcending the divisional intelligence, the intelligence which is always having a divisional vision, seeing in a fragmented manner. Tat yat etat janatha. O the seekers, you try to know this. who is behind all this existence and non-existence, who is the revealer of everything, who is right in our heart, always established. Not only that, he cannot be missed. Our Kathopanishad says, Pratibodha viditam matam amritatvam hi vindate. Pratibodha viditam. That is, in every perception he has to be known. He is known. Perception cannot be there without him. The eyes are seeing, but without the consciousness, eyes cannot see at all. So, suppose I am seeing the camera, that camera is appearing on the consciousness. If I am not seeing anything, that vacuum is appearing in the consciousness. Even when I am so-called lost my consciousness, that lack of consciousness, lack of any signal coming is also known by this consciousness. Lack of awareness is known by this consciousness. So it cannot blink any time at all. It is always wide awake. And this is the only truth which is wide awake. All other things are coming and going. So to approach this, we have to know what we are looking for. If we look for something different from me, we will not get it. If we look for some inert, objective thing, a murti or anything, we will not get at it. If we look for something which can be understood by our analytical intelligence, no. It is beyond such intelligence, unless the intelligence is purified and it is able to look beyond all fragmentation. When I say purified, means it is no more covered by any desire or raga dvesha, likes and dislikes. These likes and dislikes are not allowing us to see the truth. If you look into your mind, you will find that even in a very calm situation also, look into your mind, you will find that it is delving on certain things you like and certain things you dislike. Do it and see. Tomorrow you spend time on it. See. You don't have to spend time. You have to just be alert when you are not doing anything also. See, is the mind really given to oneness, or it is thinking of the world? And what is that world? Made of raga dvesha. That something I like is not happening. There is a dissatisfaction. Or something I like is going to happen today or tomorrow. There is a elation about it. That will spoil the divinity. So the divinity automatically dawns in a desireless mind. The key to the saint's divinity is his desirelessness, the mind which is free from desires. So the mind always remains placid. So it is always thinking of others' welfare. It is always thinking of, not thinking, it is always loving others. It is radiating love, whether that person is likable or not likable. It is such a joy to get over these likes and dislikes. So in his presence, others also, if they are humble, they will be able to get over their likes and dislikes. In Arati, we sing the mantra, Natasya Natatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kutoyam agni tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. That this truth, there is no sun, no moon, no lightning, no fire, nothing shines there. Because it is not an objective truth. It is a self-shining. It is the swaprakasha. And not only that, by its prakasha, by its light, everything else shines. By the light of consciousness, everything becomes revealed. next verse 2.2.2. Yadachimadyadanoobhyonucha yasmin loka nihita lokinascha tadetadaksharam brahma sapranastaduvang manah tadetat satyam tadamritam tadvedhavyam somya viddhi. Yadachimadyadanoobhyonucha yasmin loka nihita lokinascha tadetadaksharam brahma sapranastaduvang manah tadetat satyam tadamritam tadvedhavyam somya viddhi. He says tadvedhavyam somya viddhi. See, he repeatedly addressing Shaunaka as Somya. Somya means a mind which has become free of desires. It's like moonlight. The mind has become like moonlight. It is always placid. As long as desire is there, sometimes the face will become long and sometimes it will laugh. So he said, "Oh Somya, you have already become free of worldly desires. You have come to me asking only Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavatiti." Oh Lord, by knowing what, everything will become known. So you are no more interested in the fragmented reality of the world. You are not interested in riches, fame or anything like that. You want to know what is that one truth behind this multifarious expression, manifestation. So he says, Tad Vedhavyam, that has to be hit. Like Vedhavyam means Vidhakanna, that means you are hitting a target. So that is the goal of the sadhana. So that has to be hit, that target has to be hit. Oh Soumya, you hit that target. What is that? Yad Archimat. Archimat means Deeptiman. Again, it is same as the earlier one, Prakasha, that they said, what is that? Avihi. It's not different from that. Archimat means which is Deeptiman. Yat Anubhyonuja, which is smaller than the smallest particle. And Shankaracharya says that Cha means it is grosser than the grossest thing also, bigger than the biggest thing also, greater than the greatest thing also. Yasmin loka nihita lokinascha. All the worlds that we can think of, generally we speak about the 3 worlds or 7 worlds, that Sarga loka, so many lokas we talk about, Brahma loka, whatever loka means it's a region that's speaking about. And those who are inhabitants of the regions, they are all in it. We say often that the consciousness is within us. The consciousness or the Atma is in our body. But they are clearly, repeatedly saying, no, the whole universe is in this Atma. Our body is part of the minuscule part of the universe, which is in this Atma. So the body is in the Atma, not the Atma is in the body. So, Yasmin loka nihita lokinascha, all the regions as well as their inhabitants, they are all in it. Tat etad aksharam. Whenever they are saying tat etad, I have told earlier also when it comes, repeatedly the Upanishad is saying, means whenever we refer to as tat, it is distant from us. It is different from us. So they are immediately correcting tat etad. Don't call it tat. Whatever we have been calling as tat, that is because our mind was completely taken over by the worldliness, by the world, by the fragmented materials of the world. the attainments of the world. So we have been speaking about Tat, which is different from all the worldly attainments, all the worldly materials, objects, and different from all the objects. But when we are finally trying to realize it, we have to remember that it is not Tat, it is Etat, it is right within me, not only within me, it is the I, that itself. Tad Etat Aksharam Brahma, that is the unimperishable Brahman. Sa pranaha tatu vangmanaha. That itself is our life forces. That itself is our word. That itself is our mind and intelligence and whatnot. Tad etat satyam. This is the truth. Tad etat satyam. Tad amritam. And that is the immortality. Immortality you cannot find anywhere in the objective world. Nowhere in the objective world, because the whole creation is born and it will die. It is undergoing change, transformation. So any Amrita, immortality, or anything immortal or imperishable cannot be found in the objectude. It is only the revealer of the objectude which is immortal. That has to be known as I am, nothing else. Tadetat satyam, tad amritam, tad vedhavyam. That has to be hit. Don't waste your time. In later on he will say that anya vacho vimunchatha amritasya esha setuhu. That all other talks, leave all other talks. So many things have been told, so many stories and this and that. Leave all other things. This is the truth. And hit this target, then everything will be known. You will come to know, Shaunaka, whatever you have asked for. Kasminnu vijjate sarvamidam vijjatam bhavati. By knowing that, everything will become known. O Saumya tad vidhi. Hit that. Then he comes down to Dhanurgrihitva Upanishadam Mahastram Sharam Yupasa Nishitam Sandhayita Ayamya Tadbhavagatena Chetasa Lakshyam Tadevaksharam Somya Vidhi. Dhanurgrihitva Upanishadam Mahastram Sharam Yupasa Nishitam Sandhayita Ayamya Tadbhavagatena Chetasa Lakshyam Tadevaksharam Somya Vidhi. I don't know whether Shaunaka was a Kshatriya, but just like in Bhagavad Gita, they are taking an example from the fight, that is shooting an arrow. They are comparing, this is an illustration for our hitting the target, the inner target. I will do it along with the next shloka also. Pranavo dhanusharo hyatma.
Pranavo dhanusharo hyatma.
Pranavo dhanusharo hyatma. Brahmatallakshyamuchyate. Apramattena vedhavyam. Sharavattanmayo bhavet. He says Pranavo Dhanuhu. Pranava is the Dhanuhu, the bow. Dhanush means bow. Pranava means the Omkara. Now, just as in Kathopanishad, here also we can take the Omkara in two forms. Both are correct here. Both are also meant here. One is upasana, another is knowledge. That is the Omkara, it represents Brahma Vidya, the knowledge of the Brahman. So, Omkara can be taken as a symbol of Brahma Vidya. So, Brahma Vidya means the Upanishadic Vidya. So, whatever we are learning from the Upanishads, make that as your bow. Pranavo Dhanuhu. This is one thing. Another is that suppose you are doing Omkara Upasana, then the chanting of Omkara can be used as the bow. That is, you can rest having this Omkara as the prop, as a support to take you to the ultimate silence or to the ultimate point where from everything is coming. That is the substratum of the mind, the substratum of the intelligence, from where mind is produced, intelligence is produced. Pranavo dhanuhu sharaha hi atma. And you consider your being as the shara, means the arrow. So he is taking the example of a bow and an arrow. What is the bow? The Upanishad Vidya or the Omkara is the bow, on which you fix the arrow. What is the arrow? Your own being, the body, mind, personality, the whole thing. Brahmata lakshyam uchyate. And what is the goal? What is the bullseye? What is the target of this arrow? Brahman. That means the Atma, as the Atma has to become the Brahman. What do you do in archery? That you shoot the arrow, it goes to the target, hits the bullseye, and it may fall, but it can remain also. It remains there. Now here, you know that we start from the Dehatma Buddhi. The whole Upanishadic Vidya, in one sentence, it is from Dehatma Buddhi to Brahmatmaikatva Bodha. That means initially we consider our body, mind, personality to be our identity. Nobody has to tell us, we are born with that. And what is our goal? Brahma, Atma, Ekatva, Bodha. That is realization that this Atma which I am always using as I, always I am. Without that I there cannot be anything. Even dream also that I is there. In sleeping also that I is there. He is saying I slept. So that I, that has to become the Brahman. That is one that has to get fused in the Brahman. That is the real meaning of yoga. The egoistic, small, limited, constricted I has to get dissolved in the unlimited, transcendental Brahman. That is the yoga we talk about. And that is the target they are talking about. The Atma will become Brahman. So the Shara, if that is the Atma, it will hit the target and become. Here the illustration will go only that far, it will hit. But in actuality, it hits the Brahman and it gets merged in the Brahman, it becomes the Brahman. Apramattena vedhavyam. My dear Shaunaka, here pramada cannot be there. Pramada means inattention. You think about it. Why are we so inattentive? In the ashram playground, always we are finding inattention. Look into your mind, where from the inattention is coming. Again, the subtle desires, either subtle or gross, both. If the mind is free of desires, whatever it is doing, it will be completely given to that. And we can do in our best possible manner. So, truly speaking, spirituality is only a sadhana of attention. So, if we do not have attention in small things, how can we have an attention to discover this immortality? It's not possible. So, one has to grow in attention. And how will he grow in attention? Purify the desires, remove the desires. The desires are always making us think of something other than what we are doing. When we are meditating, we are thinking of the food. When we are taking food, we are thinking that today I did not meditate. When we are near the Guru, we are thinking of something else, our job or our retirement and whatnot. When we are going back to our job, we are thinking of the Guru. It is everywhere in attention. It is because the mind is constantly delving on something I like, something I dislike, something I am afraid of, something I am greedy of. That is why we are inattentive. So he says clearly, apramattena vedhavyam. You have to hit it with no inattention at all, apramada. You have seen the tamoguna effect is pramada. Pramada alasya nidra vihi. Pramada alasya nidra. These are tamoguna. Apramattena vedhavyam sharavat tanmayo bhavet. What is the shara doing? If you are hitting with enough of strength and power, the arrow should go and remain sticking in the bullseye. It will hit that and pierce that and remain there. If you don't do it with enough force, then it may hit, but it will again fall. That is what happens here also. If you don't have enough dhriti, sometimes you might get, Swamiji was speaking, I got the touch of this. But again you are the same punarmushiko, the same rat, same mice again, mouse. So, it is not only hitting the correct point, unless you have the wholesomeness, the dhruti, the strength will not come with which you can hold on to. In Mandukya Karika also it is there. Tatvi bhuta tadarama. What is that? Tatvat aprachyuto bhavet. You will get completely tattvamaya. Here it is saying sharabat tanmayo bhavet. It is much more than shara. The arrow doesn't become tanmaya fully. It can hit and remain there. But we have to hit the Brahman and we have to become the Brahman. So now we will go back to the previous one. This is the sadhana, this is the illustration they are taking. If you consider the Omkara chanting also, you start with the chanting, go over to the, after the is stopped, go over to the silent. And if you can win over your pramada, that is your mind doesn't go anywhere at all, then you will find that your mind will become free of all vrittis, thoughtless vrittis. You will simply get absorbed in samadhi. It will take you to samadhi. That is what the Omkara sadhana, the chanting sadhana also can do. Previous shloka says, Dhanurgrihitva Upanishadam Mahastram. This is the Mahastra. The Upanishad, actually you never know how Mahastra it is. What kind of a great weapon it is, much more than the Brahma's missile or the Rafale aircraft. What kind of an astra it is. It makes you free forever from the worldliness. It makes you fearless. It makes you win over the whole world. Actually not winning the world, winning over the worldliness. Winning over raga-dvesha, we become the ultimate winner. Dhanurgrihitva Upanishadam Mahastram. So you take up this Upanishadam Mahastra, this Brahma Vidya, as the bow. Sharam hi upasa nishitam sandhayita. See, the shara they have said is the Atma. Now, what kind of a shara? Not just your personality. That personality, upasa nishitam. That means the arrow has to be sharpened. When you are making the arrow to hit the target and remain there, unless the head is sharpened and hard, it will not pierce. So that sharpening of the arrow, like the sharpening of her personality, of her mind and intelligence, is done by upasana. Upasa nishitam. The mind intelligence which has been sharpened, made desireless, made clean, purified by upasana. Put that arrow now on the Upanishad Vidya bow. That is, you have practiced enough of upasana, done enough of meditation, did many things to sharpen the arrow. And the arrow has become now very sharp. It is without any inattention, without any desires. Wherever you put it, it remains fixed there. Such an arrow you put on the Upanishadam Mahastram, that Om, that Brahma Vidya, the Upanishad Vidya. You have fixed the arrow on the bow. Now think what he is saying. It is very, very picturesque. Ayamya tadbhavagatena chetasa. How will the mind be? Chetas, how will your mind be at that time? Ayamya. We draw the string of the bow to the maximum, as much as our strength is. Otherwise the arrow will not go very forcefully. It will not be able to hit the target. Before that it will fall off. Tad bhavagatena chetasa. That is, your mind will only think of the target. Tat bhava. That means the Brahma bhava. Here it is, Tat means the Brahman. The mind will be completely given to Brahma bhava. Tad bhavagatena. That means only Brahma vritti. Whatever you have developed from the study of the scriptures, from the Upanishads, whatever concept your Brahman you have developed, the mind should be completely given to that vritti alone and no other vritti. Oh, I want to become self-realized. No, you will never become, because that is another vritti. The vritti will be only the self, only the Brahman. Lakshyam tadeva aksharam somya viddhi. Your target is the akshara. Akshara means immortal, imperishable, unchanging, which you will not find anywhere in the whole universe, which is you, what you are. Oh Soumya, hit that target. This is what the Upanishad says. We will chant these two. Now please chant it properly. Don't fall off before the arrow is left the dhanus, your arrow is falling. How can you hit the target? Chanting should be such that ayamya tadbhavagatena chetasa. If you don't put any power, any of your identity, any of your emotional association with the chanting, then the arrow you will not be able to put as, oh Swamiji, where is it is not sitting on the bow. It is going here, it is going there. Dhanurgrihitva upanishadam mahastram.
Dhanurgrihitva upanishadam mahastram.
Sharam yupasa nishitam sandhayita.
Sharam hyupasa nishitam sandhayita.
Ayamya tadbhavagatena chetasa.
Ayamya tadbhavagatena chetasa.
Lakshyam tadevaksharam somya viddhi.
Lakshyam tadevaksharam somya viddhi.
Dhanurgrihitva upanishadam mahastram.
Dhanurgrihitva upanishadam mahastram.
Sharam yupasa nishitam sandhayita.
Sharam hyupasa nishitam sandhayita.
Ayamya tadbhavagatena chetasa.
Ayamya tadbhavagatena chetasa.
Lakshyam tadevaksharam somya viddhi.
Lakshyam tadevaksharam somya viddhi.
Pranavo dhanusharo hyatma.
Pranavo dhanusharo hyatma.
Brahmatallakshyamuchyate.
Brahmatallakshyamuchyate.
Apramattena vedhavyam.
Apramattena vedhavyam.
Sharavattanmayo bhavet.
Sharavattanmayo bhavet.
Okay. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Devaha.
Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyam Devaha.
भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः
भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः
स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिः
स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिः
व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः
व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः
स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः
स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः
स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः
स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः
स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः
स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः
स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु
स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
हरिः